Hi, this is Debbie Donovan from Londonderry, New Hampshire with Being Happy Stamping with Debbie. Today we're going to work on, going to show you several different techniques using the Peaceful Nativity stamp set. So I'm going to wait a little while to see if anybody comes on and then I'll get started. In the meantime, I'd just like to tell you a few things. Try not to do so many ums. We're the demonstrators have just gotten the new catalog, which will be coming live to our customers on January 5th. It's very exciting. I've already got one order from it because I did on stage at home this year. And we'll have another order. I just placed an order yesterday, and my daughter's one of my downlines, and I live with her, and she is placing an order tomorrow. So we have two big orders coming. So I'm all excited about what's coming. But we still have almost a month left of December. It just started yesterday. So we have to keep in mind we still have Christmas coming. And so today I wanted to concentrate on doing a really pretty stamp set. Again, not saying so much, but it's called the Peaceful Nativity stamp set. I have a couple samples to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and go down now because I do put this on YouTube after, so you'll be able to see it on both Being Happy Stamping with Debbie, and on YouTube our channel name is Be Happy Cards and Crafts. Sorry about this, putting you down here. So this is the general card the one card, basic card we're gonna make today. I hope that you can see it. It's embossed, it's heat embossed. So before I show you that, let me show you some of the samples while we wait for people to come on. This one is heat embossed at the top, and I used a dauber to make the background. It's just a sponge, and you just sponge. And I did it in a little curve, and then I wanted to make it a night. So I did the black. It was very popular in the 70s when I grew up, was black on really orange colors, but I really like that card. Another card I just finished this morning is this one here. The little grass down, or straw down here, I used the bird's nest from Birds and Branches, the Birds and Branches set, because if it's a bird stamp set, I'm most likely to purchase it. And that is in our current fall-winter catalog. But this one uses stamping blends to color in. I didn't do very much shading, but just a little bit on the donkey because it was late last night when I was coloring and it was hard to see. I did cut out the creche in 2 layers in the wooden paper already. We have a paper that's a wooden color already. And then I cut the trees out and added some Wink of Stella. And then this morning I cut the label out. And I rounded the corners with our, we have a tri-corner punch that you can round the labels with, corners with. So I used that. And this card here, I can't decide if the one we're making today or this one is my favorite. But this is very elegant, just using the gold and ivory. Or actually, it's a Whisper White card, but I did use the ivory ribbon and the little gilded gems from the Ornate Gardens, which I love this card. So that's going to someone special. I haven't decided who yet. And then I wanted to show you this technique on this card first, because it's going to be quick. Now, these are called blender pens, and sometimes I will call this a blender pen when it's really a Stampin' Blend, but there's a difference between what they are and what they do. These color and these blend. These also blend, but these are just alcohol. These are alcohol based, but these, you can use your ink pads, you can use your refills, and what I'm going to show you is these are watercolor pencils. We have 2 sets right now, 2 stamp sets, 2 different packages of watercolor pencils. They have different colors in them. And the whole card is done except for one part. I just wanted to show you what it does. So again, I used down here, I did stamp the bird's nest down at the bottom. But all you need to do for the coloring, I left Mary's robe. Just all I did is color pencil it just kind of quickly. So I'm going to just turn it this way so I can see it a little bit easier. And because it does have alcohol, all you just need to do is blend. I don't want to get her hands blended. It's a little difficult doing this without having my head right on top of it, but I can see that it's getting wet, so it is. And you can do this on regular cardstock. It won't affect it. I just chose to do it on watercolor to just for a different technique to show you. But this way it doesn't have that rough look like it had before. And so you can just haphazardly color really quickly. And then you can go over it later with some more color if you want, like I did the donkey. I just went over with a darker color. And to clean the brush, you just go ahead and rub it off until it comes clean. It'll stay stained, but the color won't pick up on the next time you use it. But it's hard, you know, not to stain the tips of these. So that's another technique. And again, I just did the same technique with the star. I wasn't sure what I was doing with that one at first, and then it came to me. So, again, here's the card we're going to make today. And this is from the, well, let me look it up. I tagged all my pages so I could look it up. It's from the Fall Winter catalog. And it's the Brightly Gleaming Designer Series paper. We had it last year. And I actually had these cards cut out without the circle. I was doing a different design, and I had a lot of extras that I didn't make up. One more thing I wanted to show you was we don't have a tree stamp with the so how I got my trees here is these are the punches I punched out for this stamp. And I was able to just lay a tree where I wanted it. That's not the tree I used. And I just took a Sharpie marker, just the fine point Sharpie markers, and I I wish I had an extra fine because it would have worked a little bit better because the black is still a little thicker than I would like. But that's what I had, and I just traced the tree right where I wanted it, and I could do it without getting it on top of the sheep. That's, again, not the tree, not finding it the way I used it. Here it is. So I just skipped over the little sheep because the sheep I already had stamped. So that's a good way to use your scrap cutouts. Just a little, I'm full of hints. This is not the one I prepared. So I can see I'm in trouble here because I'm not going to be able to recreate this card without having... I'll be able to show you how I did it, but not what I did, because I thought I prepped it all. However, I did not. But what I did is, I don't even have my circles marked down. Let me find my little ruler. So, this is copper metallic, and I'm not sure if we still carry the copper or not. I don't remember if I've seen it in the catalog, but the gold, it's because it has copper stars. The new DSP may have gold stars, but I used a 3-inch circle, and the way to conserve your paper is to take your die and to lay it right on top. So if you pretended, oh, I wish I had a circle here. It's upsetting me because I didn't get my, I was gonna have them all cut so you could see. You cut the circle right here. Just stay away from the edges, but the 3-inch circle will cut right in the center, because you're going to take your DSP and you're going to cover it. So this piece is 3/8. The DSP that's covering it is 3/8 by 3 7/8. So that means this copper started at 3 1/4, no, 3.5 by 4 inches. So it will cut out that 3-inch circle, like I said. I will still, this is the shimmery. I like the shimmery. I did have the shimmery already cut from last year. That measures from it's from the Bird Ballad dies, and it's stitch dies, nesting dies, and they go down from point to point. It measures 4 1/4, and side to side is 2 3/8. I will have all these measurements on the YouTube video, which again is Be Happy Cards and Crafts, and it's B as in the bees, like BEE. And my page for today is Being, BEEING, Being Happy. Everything we do is bees. We started with that name 5 years ago, and with one of our friends, we were just joking around, and that's how we became Being Happy. So when you're going to emboss something, we don't sell them anymore, but this is an embossing buddy. You can purchase them at other places, or you can just, what it is it's you can take some pantyhose, and if you're a seamstress, I was a seamstress for 30 years, so you could just take even if you're not a seamstress, you can just take a pair of nylon stockings and put a little cornstarch, because that's what this is filled with. It's just to take the static away. So you're just going to rub it, and then rub your paper. Sorry about that call. And then this is Versamark ink. And you're going to put the Versamark ink right on the top, which is a clear ink. And I like to... Another thing you can use your Versamark with is stamp color on color. Just color up the, just use like a tiny flower or a tiny print and stamp it all over your card. And then you let it, you can heat set it, and it just becomes like a watermark. Sorry about the squeaking. I'm just washing off my stamp with my rag. And the other thing you can do is the clear photopolymer stamps pick up the dye. They'll dye red and black from any of the deeper color inks that have red and black tones in them. And if you stamp in Versamark and then in the ink pad of the color that's red or black, it'll keep your ink a little bit cleaner and it won't affect the ink at all. And then you check it, and I can see there's a little tiny bit right here. I have a little hair on my brush here, but I like to use a paintbrush to check, because once you set this in heat, it's going to, everything that has any glitter, any embossing glitter on it, or embossing, will heat emboss. So let me just put that back in the jar. I like to use just a piece of computer paper, and I just fold it in half with a crease. It makes it so much easier. You can also use, I've done it for classes before, is coffee filters. Now I'm going to heat up my heat gun. Makes a little noise, but it's pretty quiet. You want to make sure it gets to a nice temperature. The Stampin' Up! Heat gun does have a setting 1 and 2. I am using the number 2 setting on it. And you just keep going in circles. And you don't want to stay in the same spot because you don't want to burn it. But so I like to just keep going around until it starts. You'll see it start changing, but at the beginning, the heat. Let me see if it's, okay, it's going to start right here. It changes, and it's really fun to see it change. Let's see if you guys can see that change. Changes from a dull powdery to a nice, expensive embossed look, like an expensive wedding cards used to be. I know that used to be a big thing. Wedding cards used to be expensive if they were embossed way back in the earlier days. Now a lot of people do them themselves, and you can use a printer. You can stamp them. We have stamps that we can make wedding invitations, and just seems like Joseph's hair doesn't want to change yet in his shepherd's hook here. I should say it's his walking stick because he was a carpenter, not a shepherd. You can also emboss from underneath. And you don't want to get too close because you can burn it if you do too much. So this would have been a cutout circle at, I don't know if I have the circle, I don't have the measurements for the circle, so it would have been, you would have used the next size down, which would have probably been 7/8, 2 7/8. Nope, 2 3, 4, 5/8, 2 5/8 circle. And then you would adhere that circle onto, you would adhere the navy card is an A2 size card, which is what we use. It's an 8.5 by 5.5 card. Standard card for America. It's just a piece of paper cut in half this way. What I do usually, because when I'm making a lot of cards, is I'll score at 4 1/4 because I already know that that's going to be half the card. So score once, and then you cut once, and you have 2 cards. And then you take your bone folder and you just slide it, you know, you burnish the edge so it's nice and crisp. And then you would take your gold, or I mean your copper, you'd adhere that down, then you'd take your DSP and adhere that down, your bird ballad nesting die, put that down, your copper again. I actually put that, I took this circle and put the 2 circles together and put them up on dimensionals. It's a little difficult to see, but the dimensionals are underneath there. And then I took champagne, because we don't have copper rhinestones, so I took champagne rhinestones and they match perfectly. And I love that card. So I think it's a toss between this one and my all white one, which one I really love. And right here is the code for the host code for December. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd love to be your crafting coach. If you go on my site, which is Debbie, I tried to, this printed gray, for we're running out of ink, and so it's Debbie with a Y, Donovan.stampinup.net, and this is this December's code. It will be the same code for the entire month of December, and we will have some a new clearance rack coming up, so I'm not sure what day that comes up, but keep searching. And the catalog isn't over by any means. You know, there's still some really great stamp sets in there that may not come back, and if you really like them, you're going to want to get them. And I can tell you that they will not sell a stamp set and a die set that matches a bundle. They will not put that on the clearance rack together. So if you like it, you should purchase it. And if you like the paper, purchase the paper, because usually DSP does not return, and we've had a couple that did return this year, so I doubt that they will return next year. And if you spend $50, I'll send you a gift and a thank you card. Make sure you put your email on there. on your order, because I will get an email when someone orders. So as long as your full address and email and everything is on there, I'll be able to contact you. And then if you spend $150, it's best to keep your at $150 you get stamping rewards yourself. So you get to pick out about $15 worth of products. I think it's about 10%. It might be a little bit less, I'm not sure. So that would be good for you to get your own stamping rewards. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know I'm learning. This is, this is only my fourth one. Like I said, still learning. But you can always go like on BEE Happy Cards and Crafts. I have so many names. It's always Be Happy Cards and Crafts. That's our business name for everything, except for me doing this stamping, because there's 3 of us together in this business, and the other 2 will do their own onlines. They're just afraid right now, and one doesn't have time. So not that I'm not afraid. Someone told me just do it, and I'm just doing it. So that's why you have me saying a lot of ums, and you're learning with me. So I'm glad that you stopped by if you did. And if you stopped by YouTube, please subscribe to us, because we're really new at this, and we're trying to build our social media up. So we do have a web page, which is BeHappy.com. We're working on it. It does have some broken links that we're trying to fix right now, but all you got to do is go to BeHappy.com, and it'll bring you up to our stamping page, which has some old pictures. I'm trying to get some new ones added up on there. You'll get to see some of us, some of the cards, and we did a fundraiser for Honor Flight New England, and some of our friends that we spent. There are some on-stage pictures from past on stages that we've been to. I just started the page a year ago, but again, I switched over from one company to another, and it wasn't a clear switch. So I'm working on all the back line. So thank you again, and I hope you have a really nice day. It's a little cold here in New Hampshire. Yesterday it was really warm for December 1st, but today we got the cold, so it's back to normal.